Heyo, Starving Writer here, and I just beat Elden Ring. So let's talk about it. Elden Ring is the iteration to the Souls-like genre created by From Software so long ago, and like its predecessors, it became another huge hit for masochists everywhere. If you're new to the whole Souls-like theme, allow me to take a moment and explain the process. It's an RPG, but instead of gaining experience points for every battle, everything you beat drops runes in this case. Runes are used as a local currency to purchase items from shops or to level up a single stat, leveling your character. Every time they're used to level, more runes will be needed for the next advancement. The only caveat with runes is you will lose them if you die. There is the possibility of picking that back up where you died, but if you die again before you can grab them, they are lost forever. This being the kind of game that it is, there's a high possibility of always dying. From Software has this impeccable ability to create a game that you can get good at, but still get completely destroyed after 1 second of complacency. The easiest enemies can overwhelm so fast you have to always be ready to fight. Complacency can be a real killer. And that's just the regular enemies. Bosses take it to a whole other level. That is one of the biggest allures of the game. After spending so much time on a single boss, trying different ideas, learning their movesets, when to dodge, attack, or block, when you finally bring that big baddie down, it's tough to beat that feeling of accomplishment after so much failure. With over 100 bosses spanning the lands between, there's plenty out there to test your skills. Although some bosses may look the same, they will have different abilities or more friends to help them in a fight, so don't expect to know exactly how to defeat a boss later in the game if you fought it once before. They will surprise you. When you first start the game, you get to customize your character, first choosing from 10 classes, each with unique starting stats. You can choose one already starting with a few stat points in your preferred path, or you can choose the Wretch with your base stats starting at 10, equipped with only a wooden club. I myself went with the Samurai for the katana. I love the blood loss buildup. After your character is chosen, you can customize your entire body. Pick your gender, eye color, hairstyle, etc. Then it's off to the races. After a short tutorial period in a dark cave, unless you miss it, because you can, the entire world is open to you. The Lands Between is a large open world full of different environments and shambling enemies everywhere. Thankfully, shortly into your adventure, you will be given a mount, Torrent, who looks like a horse with a bull's head. He can run fast and has the ability to double jump, so you can get to those hard-to-reach places. In my opinion, one of the best mechanics introduced in Elden Ring is the ability to jump. Not that you couldn't jump in earlier Souls games, it just wasn't viable to fight with. Adding that extra dynamic of movement gives a whole new direction to attack or dodge with in the middle of fights. Elden Ring offers a variety of ways to build a character for combat. Different weapons, armors, and talismans allow you to create a comfortable fighting style, with heavy weapons and armor for those hard hits coming and going, or if you're more like me, you can equip lighter armor and faster weapons, depending more on dodging to stay alive. You can even focus more on magic if that's your way. Cloth armor and staves to help with the most powerful attacks at a safe distance. When I first started the game, I carried a shield and katana for a very long time, so I could block when dodging wouldn't quite work out. About halfway through, I changed things up and made a power stance build with 2 katanas. Power stance is an incredibly powerful way to fight. The only drawback is you lose the ability to block with a shield. The reason it is so strong in a fight is because you attack with 2 weapons simultaneously. The power stance, all you need to do is equip the same type of weapon in each hand, like 2 spears, long swords, maces. After that, just start swinging, and you should notice a difference immediately. There is a story involved in the game, written by the man George R.R. Martin himself. It can be convoluted at times, as with most of these Souls games, but it is still entertaining to play through. The story is mostly built with the fine text of items and conversations with the NPCs, and there are points in the game where choices made will change your story. And some of these choices are easier to find than others. You may have to explore quite a bit for some of the more difficult storylines. After the last boss is defeated, you will get the option to start a new game plus, increasing enemy health, attack, and runes dropped. With that, you can follow different paths and loot the same gear if you missed anything your first go around. I had to play through and beat the game 3 to 4 times to get all the achievements on Steam, and it was totally worth it. I loved this game. Dark Souls 3 was my first step into the Soulsborne universe, and I've been hooked ever since. The frustration of a tough fight really does it for me. I admit, there were a few fights in Elden Ring that were almost too tough at times, a lot of cursing and crying involved, but for the most part, I feel like I kept my cool. You'll have to watch it and let me know. A fun thing I had decided to do for this game was to count how many deaths it took me to beat the whole game. I totaled that at around 564 deaths after 74 hours of gameplay, and I loved it. All in all, I'm gonna have to throw this masterpiece right there in my special reserve. I am still messing around on my new Game Plus Pluses. Alright, now that we're done with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye!